Hi traders, my name is Duncan Cooper and I'm a Senior Market Strategist and Trading Mentor at AUDJPY Securities. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the key trading levels for the week ahead for the pairs the Australian dollar to the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar to the US dollar, the euro to the Japanese yen, the euro to the US dollar, the pound to the Japanese yen and the pound to the US dollar. So let's get into the first pair. Hi traders, hope you've had a great trading week. Now I'm on my Aussie yen daily chart. I've got my monthly, weekly, day levels drawn in. Just going to talk about the ones closest to price action, but all my levels are in the description below if you want a reference to them. So getting a bit consolidatory on the Aussie yen. And last week we came up and retested or tried to test this daily resistance level at 94.31, put in a lower top at 94.15. So it's now just got the look of consolidation or change of trend, lower top forming. So I'm anticipating from that top we're going to move down, back down to monthly support at 90.72. Are we going to stay range bound or will we further move down? That's the first option that I'm looking at. We did close below this weekly level of resistance at 92.68 just, so definite selling pressure up here. Obviously we could still find some buying pressure and re-challenge these areas of resistance. So we could move back down the range to test monthly support. Then what does it do there? Does it hold? Or we could come up for a re-challenge of 94.31 and 94.15 daily resistance levels. So if it comes back up here, you could look for an opportunity to sell down if it holds. Or are we already moving down to retest monthly support? Alright, so those are levels I'm watching on the Aussie yen. Alright, the Aussie US dollar, very volatile for this pair last week. We broke above 75.55 monthly resistance, almost got up to weekly resistance at 76.75, which we haven't been up there at that price level for a long time. And then heavily rejected late Tuesday for the rest of the week. So that looks very negative for the pair. So what can happen this week? We've already closed below this 74.56 day support level just, but really that is still support until proven. You know, we did another day down through these levels, I think, to prove that 74.56 support has been broken. So the question is, early in the week, do we just continue to trade down and break 74.56 and 74.41 day support? If we can, then I'm anticipating that we may well get a move down and we could be heading towards 73.14 weekly support. We could get down there next week. If we have a similar range to last week's range, we can meet 73.14 next week. Now if support comes in here early in the week, then look for a rally back up to 75.40 daily resistance or up to 75.55 monthly resistance. If we get up to 75.55, I'm sure there'll be sellers there. So if we get a rally early in the week, look at this resistance area 75.40, 75.55 for failure, for putting in a lower top on the day chart, for then another move down, I think. All right. Definite US dollar strength at the moment, heavy rejection there at monthly resistance for the Aussie dollar pair. So those are the levels to watch. I think we're heading down towards 73.14 in the long term. Okay, on to the Euro yen. Very quiet week for the Euro yen. We've got monthly support here at 134.12 and we're just forming some high levels of day support at 134.28 and 134.51. So if this base of support now holds, I anticipate that this pair potentially can now move up to retest monthly resistance at 137.49. If we do start to erode here and break below 134.12, then watch for 133.47 monthly support, 133.14 weekly support. Alright, hopefully those levels will hold the market if we have a pullback. If these levels don't hold, then once weekly support gets broken, we could well be coming for a deep decline down the range. So at the moment, Support is coming in ahead of 134.12, so 134.12 is critical for the buyers to hold that pair. So just have to wait and see if this consolidation period here is for the buyers to move it up or for the sellers to start to move it down. So at the moment just on the sidelines on that pair, but waiting to see what happens with those support levels. Okay, the euro US dollar had a very negative week, almost came down to test 108.06 weekly support. So if we haven't had a day up since we put this top up here, we haven't had a day up, so we're due for a day up. So if we do have a day up or two, look at the resistance levels of 10900, then 109.45, 109.61 to act as resistance. And then do we come down for a challenge of 108.06, and if we can break that level, then the next major level that I'm sure this pair's probably heading towards long term is down here at 106.35 monthly support. Now we might not have a rally, we may just continue down and firstly challenge 108.06, so we could just move down to 108.06, then have a bit of a bounce back up, maybe to 10900, before having a challenge and a break of 108.06. Alright, so those are the scenarios that I'm watching. Of course we could come down to 108.06, hold, and come all the way back up to resistance up here at the top where we failed before and stay in a large consolidatory range. So a few options, but it was very negative last week. I'm just anticipating a similar week next week, so just looking for price to rally back to some form of resistance before the next decline. So those are the levels that I'm watching on the euro US dollar. Okay, pound Japanese yen. No new levels to discuss, but price has been moving up through last week. Finished negative on Friday. Is this putting in a lower top short of the 163.06 monthly resistance level? If it does, then the level to watch for support would be down at 159.04. If that level doesn't hold, then monthly support is your next level. Of course, even though that's a negative candle, we could come up and re-challenge monthly resistance here at 163.06. So levels to watch and trade around. What does it do at 163.06 if it comes up to that level? Does it hold and fail or move above? Or do we move back down to challenge daily support or monthly support? 159.04 and 158.21. Okay, so those are levels I'm going to watch and trade around on the pound Japanese yen. Last pair to review for the weekend, pound US dollar. Last week again we held at the 131.68 monthly resistance level, and then we traded down. That was Tuesday, traded down all week after that, and Friday we did trade below 130.100 weekly support. Didn't close below, but the question will be now early next week, are we able to move through that level? And then the next major level to watch if we do is down here at 128.54 weekly support. Now if this level holds, 1 or 2 days we could just bounce back up to 130.51 daily resistance. Does that hold as resistance? Give you an opportunity to trade down for a further retest maybe and then break of 130.100. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on the pound US dollar. Watching 130.51 daily resistance to be resistance, or do we break 130.100? If we break 130.100, then you could be looking for that level to become resistance to trade down from through the course of the week as well. Okay, so 2 levels there to really watch: 130.51 resistance and 130.100 support at the moment. Can 130.100 break as support and become new resistance for a further move down? Alright, so those levels on the pound US dollar. Okay traders, that's my analysis for today. If you want to keep up to date with my analysis, simply subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you next time. Now if you'd like to follow my forex trading analysis throughout the week, why not subscribe to the ACY Securities live interactive trading feed Telegram channel. Simply contact Nathan.bray at acy.com to get access.